All right, what is going on, Taurus North nodes? Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for those of you that have Taurus as your North node placement for the remainder of 2024. So please keep in mind my readings, as always, are general in nature, meaning they're not going to resonate with all of you, nor is it meant to, unless otherwise specified. My readings are timeless. But this reading in particular is for the remainder of 2024. Also keep in mind that for those of you, this may be new information. Others of you, this is a reminder that the real new year isn't actually until March 20th. Okay, so we have plenty of time, more time than we thought we did to get things done, to step into our calling, to step further into our North Node, to, heal where it's needed, do the things that basically put us in alignment, whether it's releasing what no longer serves, making room, starting to take action, getting clarity, whatever the thing is, that is the energy that we're stepping into. So, looking at the bottoms of your decks that I've used for you, a few things that started immediately talking to me is it feels like some of you Taurus North nodes have recently maybe gone through a major loss. Okay. Some of you have maybe experienced a recent death. It could have been a breakup. It could have been a few deaths. Okay. Whether it's a death of your own, like of your ego in a sense, maybe where you've gone through like a spiritual awakening, maybe released an old version of yourself. Okay. Others of you, this could have been people around you. Maybe some of you have maybe lost a job, something like that, where it feels like some of you have been having a difficult time really seeing the silver lining in a situation, or seeing the forest for the trees, so to speak, in a situation of some type of loss. Okay. And the reason why I say loss is for a few reasons. Well, first, at the bottom of the main deck that I use for you, your tarot deck, we have the Three of Swords here. Okay. With the Ace of Cups underneath that, which is beautiful. But we also have the Tower here. Okay. So with the Nine of Pentacles underneath that, it really feels like whatever this is, that for some of you there's been a major loss of some sort, or it could have been, like I said, a few of them. But some of you, like I said, you're not seeing because your vision may be clouded at this time, or maybe the pain and the grief that some of you are experiencing, it can be essentially clouding your judgment. Okay. But with this 10 here, that is indicative of a new beginning, a fresh start. Okay. As well as underneath that, gratitude. Okay. 23 reduces to a 5. Fives represent change. Okay. Already basically established that change is definitely here, it's definitely present. But there is a new beginning here as well on the other side of whatever this major loss that some of you are experiencing or will be experiencing. Because, like I said, this reading is range from when you see it to the real new year, which is March 20th. Okay. So we still have plenty of time before any of this may play out. Others of you, this is something you're already experiencing. So I'm not, this isn't coming up to ensue fear. Okay. So I just want to be clear about that. But for some of you, we all know that, us transitioning off the planet is inevitable. We're all going to experience that at some point. But this is specifically speaking to those of you who have recently gone through this. Okay. And it's interesting because at the bottom of this is my deck that I put together. Okay. Signs and Synchronicities Oracle deck. And we have seashells. Okay. So the keywords of seashells here is relax, external being slash fear of death, transformation. Someone may be transitioning, ocean goddess, Oshun, strength, divine protection slash inner peace, wisdom of the ocean, broken shell, um, broken shell. Some of you may be seeing broken shells. Purpose served, loss, time to release and heal. Always with you. Find a lesson, wisdom to gain. You see what I'm saying? It's like some of you aren't realizing that some type of major loss that some of you have experienced. You're some of you, like I said, it's like you're maybe not seeing the bigger picture. You're not seeing, how really this is really helping you in some type of way. I feel like some of you are really being asked at this time that even if as painful as a loss may be, you're really being encouraged. What's going to help you heal, what's going to help, it's not going to be time. Okay. It's going to be finding gratitude for the time that you did have with them, finding gratitude for the memories you do have with this person or with whatever this loss is, the memories that you do have, the experience, the time that you did have with that thing. Because as painful as it can be sometimes when things or people leave our life, something we tend to forget or don't remember because of our attachment to that thing is that nothing lasts forever. Literally, the only constant in this life is change. So that means that things that come into our experience is just a matter of the season before it leaves our life. Okay. Or before we leave someone else's life or something's life. Okay. That's the only constant is change. Things are always constantly changing, just at different rates. I just saw 444 on the timer. So some of you, that could be a number of significance as well. So, and we also have here new beginning, okay, with this one Virgo energy here, mother lode, prosperity, good fortune, sudden wealth. Some of you may be coming up on some type of inheritance. Okay. Some of you, like I said, may be coming up on some type of major loss. Others of you have already had this experience, but not realizing, maybe because, again, because maybe your vision is being clouded, maybe you can't see what's ahead. Others of you, your ability to make decisions may be clouded. So it's going to be really important for you to trust your intuition at this time, to really be mindful of the decisions you make sure that they're well thought out, making sure that you have taken the time, made the time to go within and really check in with yourself about, what to do before you do it. Okay. And not just making impulsive decisions, especially when we're in this place of, not really being able to see a situation clearly, or see someone clearly for who and what they are, or see a situation clearly, before we make a move. I feel like for some of you, whatever this perceived loss is, it's giving you really an opportunity to reconnect to yourself. For some of you, you might, it might really benefit you by connecting to your higher self during this time of healing, during this time of needing maybe to heal from something. Because in doing so, what's on the other side is all this prosperity, all this abundance that's coming in. It may be sudden, it may be coming in unexpectedly, but it's for you. Okay. It's for you. And that's sometimes, why we tend to lose things, or why things leave our life, because it's simply making room for the next step, the next phase, the next chapter of our journey, right? Where it's actually putting you in a position to build your foundation. For some of you, this is starting a foundation. Others of you, this is rebuilding a foundation, maybe starting over. But ultimately, thank you, Spirit, is putting you in a new life. It's giving you an opportunity for a new life. Some of you have been asking for a new life, and it may seem like, damn, well, why'd I have to lose that person to have this new life? That is the sacrifice. Okay. We have to be willing to give something up to have something else. Sometimes that is people. And that is, again, why it's said to be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. For me, what Spirit gave me about that, what I'm sharing here, is what that really means is, or that's why that is said to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. A lot of people, when they ask for things, we're not typically aware in advance of what sacrifices will be required for us to have that thing. Everything is energy. So you have to be willing to make room. And so whatever is in your experience that is no longer needed, the universe will remove that in order to give you what you want, whatever it is you need. So whatever this is that may be being experienced as some type of major loss, you're being asked to really understand and breathe, allow yourself to breathe through that situation in order to help yourself heal, but also realize that it's ultimately happening for your benefit. Okay. Some of you, are scared of death. You're scared of, that process, not realizing that there really is no such thing. Okay. On a different timeline, that person may still be alive. Okay. On a different timeline, you might still be alive. So, this is, or at least in a human form. But, where we are now, it's giving you an opportunity to step into a brand new life, to rebuild, to maybe build in a bigger, higher, totally very, different way. Okay, to actually, live a life that is happy and fulfilled and joyful. Okay. But this is, as is pertaining to your North Node, it feels like some of you, whatever it is that this, whatever perceived loss that some of you are grieving or will be grieving, for the remainder of 2024, it's ultimately positioning you to be exactly where you need to be, where you don't have to worry about, well, if this person leaves, how am I going to do this? Or how am I going to survive? Where am I going to live? Some of you are really stressed out about things that you don't need to be worried about right now. And I can, don't get me wrong. Please don't misconstrue my words here. What I'm saying is that on a human level, yes, I can understand where our fear would come from when we have questions that aren't answered. I get that. But again, this is where Spirit is saying, be discerning, give gratitude in advance for what you have. Okay. For those of you that are coming into some type of major money or inheritance, understand you're going to need boundaries, because people are going to be coming to you looking like this. Can I have some? What'd they leave you? What'd you get? Shit like that. Okay. But it's coming to you. And that's, again, where some of you, that is what this discernment is going to be beneficial for you as well. Some of you are going to be guided to use this prosperity, newfound or sudden prosperity and abundance, or inheritance for some of you, towards rebuilding a life, building a new life for yourself. And you're going to have to really be discerning on who you need to have boundaries with, and where and who to protect yourself from. Okay. I feel like this ultimately happened because it's part of your growth. It's because you're ready for it, even if it doesn't feel like that. But it does come with a level of acceptance, accepting the situation for what it is. Okay. A lot of things, even if it doesn't feel good, doesn't mean that we can control the outcome. You can't always control what happens, but you always have control of how you respond. And so some of you are really being asked to really use your intuition right now about how to respond to things, especially things that feel uncomfortable, things that, feel that you're not clear about, right? You're going to need boundaries when this stuff comes in. Okay. So you don't just blow it to everybody having their hand out, or you're not blowing it to things that you really don't need, but you're, purchasing or consuming as, in a way as a way to fill a void. Okay. Because you're just going to lose it. Right. So let's get into your theme cards. So coming out is surrender. I'm trying to think what other sign got this. um, I think it was Aquarius. It was either Gemini or Aquarius that got surrender. So if you have those signs in your chart, you may want to check out that reading as well. 26 though, okay? Surrender. So Spirit is asking you to surrender to whatever is taking place right now. It doesn't always mean that you like it. It doesn't always mean you enjoy it. And also definitely doesn't mean surrendering does not mean giving up. Okay? Surrendering just means that you've done what you can and you're leaving the rest up to the universe. Okay? That you don't need to, harp on, you know, what's happening and why. You do what you the best you can with the situation, and then you leave the rest to the universe. Okay. Certain things, like when we order, for example, packages from Amazon, we typically, will decide, we choose our item, we then make our payment, we confirm the payment, and then we leave the rest to the universe. We typically don't tend to worry about, who's going to deliver it, what they look like, what car they're, what, package truck they're driving, or certain little details like that. We leave that to the universe. So you're being really asked to do the same thing here, even if it's difficult. Okay, it may not be clear right now what you're supposed to do, and that's where, again, you're just being asked to give it to the universe. Wherever you don't have clarity, you ask for clarity, and you just allow the universe to show it to you when it's time, when you're ready for it. And just know that when it's time for you to know something, when it's time for the next step, when it's time to take some sort of action, that you will know what to do when it's time to do it. But it's going to be up to you to follow your intuition when that information comes in. Okay. So next card we have is To the Sea. Yes. Card number 7. So this is indicative of, again, going with the flow. That even if this is very, very repeating messages here of these two cards, is that you can't always see what's ahead. Just like in this card here, she can't see where the universe is taking her on this boat, right? But this face, that I don't know if you could really tell, there's a face right here in the card. Okay, that face, that is Spirit watching over her, making sure that she gets to her destination, even though ahead of her she can't see the way, she can't see where the universe is taking her, but she's just trusting the process. That's why she has her head down. She's just trusting where she's going, where she's not letting fear, by way of looking out into the distance and not being able to see where she's going, she's looking down instead. She's just letting Spirit lead her, letting Spirit guide her. And that's what some of you are being asked to do at this time as well. Okay, to let Spirit lead the way, let Spirit guide you, and know that you're being led exactly where you need to go. That when the steps arrive, that you will know when it's time for you to take action. You'll know exactly what to do if you allow and surrender, okay, to where the universe is trying to take you, to what's ahead. Even if you can't see the steps ahead, you have to know that universe will provide the steps as you go. Okay, but you have to be willing to go with the flow and allow, right, which is To the Sea, allow, and the steps will unfold. Okay. So we also have Allow. Come through, Spirit. Come through, Spirit. Oh man, you watch me shuffle. Y'all watch me. Y'all watch me let these cards fly out. Okay. Allow. Like I fucking just said. I just said that. Allow. Abundance. Give. Okay. So again, allow whatever's happening, allow yourself to just go with the flow. Allow the things that are leaving your life. It's because it's time. It was time. You outgrown it. You learned everything you could learn from it. Whatever experience you were supposed to have, you had. Whatever you were supposed to learn from that experience, you did, right? That's why things leave our life when they do, because it served its purpose. Okay. So you're being asked to allow at this time, because what's on the way? Abundance, right? And before you give your abundance away, make sure you're discerning, okay, who you're giving your abundance to. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the whoever you give your money to, that karma based on whatever they use that money for, that's going to fall on you as well. They're not going to be the only one, even though I didn't know. That's why it's important to discern who you're giving money to and what they're going to do with it. If you can't for sure pinpoint where someone's going to put the money you give them, you may not want to give it to them. Okay. You may want to have, that's again where Spirit is saying, for some of you, you may be such, so quick to be like here and giving and feel, or maybe do it out of guilt, right? Don't do that, because what's going to happen is you can't not only control what people do with it, right, and the karma that comes back to you for supporting it energetically, but it's going to keep them coming back with their hand out, right? You don't want that. So let's get into your messages. So first card, first pile here is indicative of where How has your North Node journey been for you up until this point? And we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Swords, where it feels like for some of you, things have been maybe moving really slow. Your money or your prosperity, like your income has maybe been really slow to come in. For some of you, your income has, maybe stopped completely. And some of you have been in this energy of really like stressed out. Some of you may have, that could be what the loss is. Like I said earlier at the very beginning of the reading, some of you, that could have been what the loss that either you have experienced or you will be experiencing. And for some of you, if this is something that has not happened, if it does, understand that's why Spirit is giving you the forewarning. So before you freak out, before you lose your shit, surrender to the process, and know that if you allow whatever this is, okay, that's trying to end and fall away, it's going to be replaced with so much more than you could have asked for. Okay. It's just going to be, again, up to you to discern where you put it. Okay. Have gratitude, give thanks in advance that even if this happens to me, I'm grateful. It's happening how it needs to. But if this happens to me, I'm grateful that that universe is still going to provide for my needs no matter what. I don't have to worry. You only worry if you choose to. Okay. It's always a decision that we make. Okay. You don't have to do that though. Spirit is trying to warn somebody, it feels like, in advance, especially, like I said, if this is something that hasn't happened yet. Others of you, you may know if there's someone who's kind of like close to that transitional phase, this could be your message. If it hasn't happened yet, but you know someone's on their way out the door, this is Spirit letting you know that upon this loss, after this loss though, is so much more to give thanks for, so much more to have gratitude for. Okay, where you're not going to be more than taken care of, you're going to be able to give to others in need. You're going to be able to help and support in maybe a way you never have before. But you have to be willing to allow whatever is leaving your life, allow yourself to make room for what is trying to come in its place. It doesn't mean you forget about this thing or forget about the person or forget and you don't care and you don't love them anymore. It's not what that means at all. It's just simply it's a inevitable part of life. Things always leave to make room for something new to take its place or something else to come in to take its place. It doesn't always have to be better, right? But it's what you need at that time. Okay. So where are you guys at currently on your North Node? Or what energy is available to you. So this is either covering where you're already at or what you can step into at this right now time. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Yes, I love that. And the King of Cups. So either you're in this energy currently, others of you, this is an opportunity to step into this energy. Okay. With the Five of Cups in reverse, when it's upright, this is a card of loss. This is a card of regret. This is a card of not seeing, because you're so focused, because he's so focused on what he has lost, he's not even paying attention to what still remains. He's not paying attention to what he still has to be grateful for. Okay. And so what's available to you is giving you an opportunity to look at something. Instead of looking at it as a loss, what else can I gain? Or instead of looking at something or focusing on what has gone, is that instead you're coming out of that energy. Some of you have been there for far too long. Some of you have been in that energy already, and it's really just giving you an opportunity to have more control over your emotions, to be more unbothered. Okay. For me as a reader, the King of Cups is my unbothered king. Okay. And what that means is that he is so balanced emotionally, where he knows when to express his emotions or when he knows when to be vulnerable, but he also knows when to simultaneously hold his emotions back or put them away, so to speak, put them to the side, in order to take care of something, where he doesn't make decisions from an emotionally imbalanced place. He doesn't make decisions off of impulse based on how he feels. Okay. He knows when to do that, when to not. He knows when to express himself and when to, hold it back. Okay. So it feels like I said, what's either available to you or what you're in now is, letting that energy of regret go, and instead embracing, embracing what is left, what still remains, right? But it's also strengthening you spiritually. It's strengthening you emotionally and allowing yourself to become stronger in that. Okay. Embracing more of that divine masculine energy within yourself. Okay. Not making your decisions from an emotional place, but a well balanced, thought out place. Okay. So it's like this is giving you whatever this ending is for some of you, or that's maybe dragging its feet. It's kind of giving you an opportunity to come out of that energy of loss and regret and instead step further into your creativity. Okay. Really step further into, following your intuition and responding, taking inspired action from that place. Okay. So Third question. What's ahead and possible for you going forward? So we have the well, which is like another major arcana in this specific deck. So this is the this is the place of creativity. Okay, this is where new ideas can be created, can be channeled, things like that. And that's clarified by the Princess of Cups, which is more watery energy. So this is giving me what's available, what's ahead is an opportunity to create maybe a new life for some of you, to maybe put something you've been wanting to, something maybe you have created that you maybe just kind of put on the back burner because you were taking care of someone, or you were putting other people in front of you, or maybe you were working at a 9 to 5. It's like whatever this is that some of you, that whatever this perceived loss is that some of you are experiencing or will be experiencing, is ultimately giving you an opportunity to really maybe put something you've been like holding back, out into the world, right? Others of you, this is giving you an opportunity to maybe create a new life, to really step into that childlike part of yourself that is optimistic, that part that of you that is creative, that just wants to explore, that's curious about what's ahead, instead of deciding that nothing is going to come of any type of loss that you experience, and nothing's going to replace it, or nothing can be better after this. This is giving you the opportunity. This is what's available for you going forward, an opportunity to see things differently, to see things as if you're a child. Okay, a child before they're scared, before they have those experiences that make them afraid of something, before those experiences of people telling them that they couldn't do it or that it wouldn't be good enough, all those things, right? It's giving you, like, it feels like to start fresh, to start brand new. Okay. To really put your creativity out into the world in a beautiful, powerful, and impactful way. Okay. So, what Spirit wants you to focus on for the remainder of 2024 as it pertains to your North Node, we have the Eight of Pentacles, beautiful, and that is clarified by the 10 of Cups. So, what this feels like is really focusing on doing the work that makes you happy, doing the work that feels good to you, that feels in alignment with your spirit. For some of you, this is about your legacy. This is maybe carrying on a legacy, especially if for whoever this loss is, this Tower with the Three of Swords, if that's like, let's say, a loss of a parent or loss of a spouse, right? Someone who was maybe doing something, and this could be the picking up of keeping that legacy going, picking up where they left off, if that is an alignment for you. Others of you, this is speaking of finally focusing on your own happiness, because some of you, while whatever before this loss happened or before it does, some of you have been putting so much of your time, you've been putting your purpose aside, you've been putting your own happiness aside. Some of you, this loss is essentially putting you back into the place of being able to focus on what you want to do, the work that makes you happy, instead of some of you have been maybe caregiving for someone for so long to where you've put your own work aside, because you had to focus there. And now that that focus has been removed from your experience, it's giving you an opportunity to put your focus back on your own work, back on maybe working on yourself, putting it back onto your family or the family you want to create, the new life that some of you are, your own foundation, maybe starting your own family now, whatever that is for you. Okay, that's where Spirit wants you to focus going forward, though. So, energy supporting you for the rest of 2024 as it pertains to your North Node, we have the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. So this is current energy, and this is falling under the supportive energy. So for some of you, this could definitely be a mother figure. This could definitely be a goddess of the ocean. So Mama Oshun, if that resonates with you, please don't claim it if it doesn't. Okay. Because a lot of people try to claim these deities and these goddesses, and it's like they're not even thinking about you. Like, and I'm just being honest. So please don't claim that if that's not your message. But some of you have already venerated, and you've done gone through initiations and got the proper guidance and readings to identify if you are actually a daughter of these deities, okay, or son, whatever. So Queen of Cups is a supportive energy, okay, which is also creative, okay. The Lovers, so this could, like I said, be definitely a relationship. This could also be, like I said, a mother figure. This could also be in the form of an aunt. Um, this could also be an ancestor, okay, showing up for you as well. If this is especially talking about someone who has transitioned, this could be this person showing up as, I'm also getting a grandmother energy, so that could be also who this is, okay, that is supporting you. This person could be a Gemini. So if that's like I said, a passed over loved one, a spouse, a lover, like I said, that is, it could be a female, right? That is supporting you. Okay. And we have the Nine of Wands. So this speaks of resilience. This also speaks about how close you are, being so close to where you're too close to give up. Don't quit now. Okay. So this is your resilience is pushing you forward, but this is also protection, boundaries. Okay, so this really feels like I said, a passed over loved one, and it definitely it's giving me maternal energy here. Okay, that is protecting you, that is pushing you forward, that is keep trying to support you to keep going, even if, like I said, you don't know exactly what's ahead. This is the energy that's, I feel like, letting you know that I'm here with you, I'm protecting you, I'm keeping you safe as you move forward, even if the steps aren't yet clear to you. I got you. I'm keeping you safe. You just need to keep going. Okay, this is not the time to give up. Okay. So, some signs and synchronicities that you either are seeing or that you should be looking, keep an eye out for the rest of 24. We had two that came out for you. We have 777, beautiful. So let me just show you. We have 4 7s here. Okay, 7777. All right. So, for some of you, this could be a life path number. It's kind of hard, I guess, to tell on the camera, but we have 3 7s here, and then we have a 7 here. So, like I said, some of you are seeing 777s, whatever, how many. Um, so that's one, and then we also have balloons. Okay, so this is giving me ascension energy. Like I said, it feels like a passed over loved one, a passed over like an ancestor. Whether this is a recent ancestor or someone else that's supporting you before this loss happens, where it's letting you know that even upon this loss, it may feel great, it may feel big. This is letting you know that they're okay. Okay, for some of you, this is a passed on loved one that is letting you know that I'm where I need to be, that I made it safely, I'm good, right? So take it as it applies. Okay, this, like I said, this isn't to scare anyone, but that process is inevitable. Okay, we're all going to experience it at some point. So go within for divine guidance. Answers you seek are in you. Divine intervention is at play. Tremendous luck amongst you. Like I said, the mother lode. Okay, your path is so aligned. Spiritual expansion, spiritual expansion is taking place. Completeness, like I said, completeness. So that's about, a close, like a cycle being complete. Someone, whatever this loss is, it doesn't even have to be as big as it feels to me, right? Like I said, this message isn't for everyone. It's not going to apply to everybody the same way. It's not going to hit as hard for everybody. Okay, so just like I said, take what applies. That's, again, your intuition is going to be important at this time to decipher what messages are yours and which is for somebody else. For those of you that do or would like or appreciate love a reading specific and tailored to your specific situation and energy, feel free to reach out. All right. So intuition on point, potential warning, come through, spirit. Potential warning. Like I said, this feels like this could be a warning letting you know that something is ahead. It's going to hit hard, but we're trying to prepare you. So that way, when it does happen, you don't lose yourself completely. That is what? That is why it's important for some of you to really, again, follow your intuition, because when something happens, you know what I'm saying, it throws us off. That's why it's important to make sure you're discerning with what you're being guided to do and why. Okay, so when and not attach yourself to things or people, right? Surrendering to whatever happens, because when you be attached to things, that's what makes it so hard to let it go. Okay, when everything is meant to leave at some point, right? So balloons, prepare to celebrate. Focus on uplifting your mood, positive energies, and frequencies. Let go, release the weights of the past. Refresh your energy. Get outside. Note balloon colors. So if you're seeing specific balloon colors, note whatever that color is, and that can indicate a chakra that's being affected, or um, if it's something that, like a color you keep seeing, look further into that, what that might mean for you. And then we have unexpected pregnancy or gender reveal. So some of you may be losing someone. If this is a person that some of you are losing, it's preparing you because some of you are pregnant. Okay, like even for myself, speaking from experience, when I found out I was pregnant with my son, I ended up losing my grandfather on my mom's side when I was 8 months pregnant with my son. He passed, so my son never got to meet him, and it was like the energy of one life leaves to let another come in. And that's what I feel like. It was kind of like, that passing energy of, him leaving because it was his time, but yet it was time for my son to come in as well simultaneously. And for a long time before I learned all that, I felt so fucking bad and guilty that I felt like I killed him in a sense, even though now, knowing what I know now, that wasn't the case. And that's part of my work that I do now, is to support others and helping them realize the same thing, that just because you ask for certain things doesn't mean you killed them. Okay, if it wasn't their time to go, they would still be here, right? The universe is always in control, meaning the higher power, the creator of all, okay, that is predates gender, is always in control of everything, already knows how this shit is going to play out. So it's just up to us, right, as us spiritual beings in this human experience, to surrender. Okay, to go with the flow, to let the universe guide you. okay? Knowing that it's watching over you, it's always there with you, okay? So even if this is a passed on loved one, know that they're still guiding you, they're with you, okay? You don't have to feel like, even if again you can't see them, okay, they're still with you. Just give thanks for their presence, give thanks for their guidance, give thanks for them not leaving you. Even if they physically left you, they have not spiritually left you, okay? So this feels really deep, but it feels like this is, ultimately something making room for you to really be able to focus on your path. And one other thing, last thing I want to say about passed on loved ones is that as hard as it may be when they leave our experience, when they get to that, to the etheric realm, they can help us far more from that place than they could in the 3D. Okay. And if you allow yourself to see it from that perspective, to shift your perspective, to see like they can now see things from a level that we're both on the ground, right? But now they're up here and I'm down here. They can now see things and guide me in ways because that they couldn't before, because we're on the same frequency. But now that they've, released their physical body and they've allowed themselves to elevate, right, and ascend, they're now able to help me and guide me in ways from up here. They're able to see so much more and guide me in ways that I couldn't guide myself. Okay. So that's again what I'm saying here, is that why your intuition is so important, but also what you can't see, know that there's, beings that are behind the scenes that are still supporting you, even if they're no longer here physically. Okay. So that was freaking deep. That was deep, Taurus. So, I trust that this reading was supportive and helpful to those that needed it. If it did resonate, if you did enjoy it, you know what to do. I love y'all so much, and